Hey guys, Nag here. Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel, OZJeeper. It's been close to a few weeks now that I've had my Jeep Wrangler. I'm quite stoked. Love the car. Still in love with it. I'm actually loving the car with almost 2,500 kilometers on the dash now. I thought it's a great time for me to sort of put together a quick video, not a quick one, possibly 10-15 minutes, to sort of tell you about my experiences so far. And hence I sort of came up with this list of 10 things that you should know before you buy a Jeep. Now, I love the car. I sort of went into this car knowing eyes wide open, all the things that were sort of gaps or things I didn't like about it, but I love the Jeep, even though with all those things, and I already sort of have ideas around how I'm going to overcome those. Some of them are sort of really comfort related stuff. Some are performance, some are really aesthetic sort of stuff. So let's go through it. 10 things that you need to know before you buy a Jeep. Let's get on to it.
The feeling of driving a Jeep on the road is mind-blowing. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. I feel like I'm on top of an elephant driving this thing. Glorious. My first Jeep and first drive. Okay, I'm gonna give it. I just can't believe it. It's beautiful.
So guys, let's talk about drive quality. I've sort of done about 2,500 kilometers on this car now, and I must tell you, I love it. It's just fantastic, especially the ride quality in terms of the height you're riding from and the power. Whoa, it's just fantastic. Love it, love it. So in terms of things to know, right, it's a 3.6 liter V6 two-wheel drive, right? Mostly, yeah, it does have four-wheel drive and stuff like that, but for a normal road drive, it's a two-wheel drive, but the power is really good. But on highway, I do feel a little bit of steer. It takes time. It's a truck, right? It's a big truck, so you can actually feel a bit of a steer, and you got to be on your steering wheel all the time, right? You got to make sure you're on the road, especially at high speeds. You're trying to take turns on the highway. It does give you that steer. I think you got to get used to that. Now, we went to Swan Hill, I think around what 4.5, 5 hours drive from Melbourne, maybe around 400 kilometers. Beautiful, very comfortable. Now, my wife and I were sort of concerned, Jeep long drive, would it be comfortable? But I must tell you, these seats are really comfortable and the drive is fantastic. I love the fact that you're sitting at a height, possibly Rubicon with a couple of inches lift. It just feels great. This is stock, right? I haven't done any lift on it yet, but feels fantastic, right? Feels fantastic. Love the drive. Now, in terms of general things around the drive, great visibility across. The windows are pretty big, as you can see. The visibility is fantastic. There is a lot of tire noise though, right? You can hear, I don't know if you can hear it. There is a lot of tire noise. I've got the factory mid-terrain tires, so with those lugs, when they start thumping, I think it has a lot of noise. So I'm planning to go for the all-terrain tires, 35-inch ones. So I think the tire noise will come down. These things do help, reduce a bit of noise. There is sound absorption, but there is a lot of tire noise. Now, apart from that, one interesting thing, it doesn't have auto wipers, right? They're not even sensor based, so you have to put them on, increase the speed, bring them down. But it does have front and back sensors, which are great. The steering wheel is pretty good. It's got good pickup. Everything is great. In terms of mileage, I need to tell you, right? So let me just go to the what sort of mileage I'm getting. So I've just done like 3 or 4 full tanks, right? I've sort of hit 2,300 kilometers there. So let me show this to you, right? So as you can see, I've done around 2,300 odd kilometers. It's sort of saying 12.3 average. So out of those, possibly I've done close to 800 odd highway, and rest of it is in and around, just going around. But even from city to where I stay here in Point Cook, I've done a few kilometers there, so it's sort of saying I'm getting 12.3 average, which is not great, but look at the view, guys. I just love it. The driving angle is fantastic. Just love it. So guys, the drive is very comfortable, right? I've done a lot of miles now. It's pretty comfortable. I'm about 5'9". It's pretty good in terms of space. It's quite comfortable. It doesn't feel congesting, so it's pretty good. I love the fact that I can keep my hand here. I can keep my hand here on the armrest. It's pretty cool. I feel good about it. Now, in terms of leg room and stuff like that, if you've seen my previous video, when I initially bought the car, I was worried about the leg room in terms of not having space because of the axle. I'm sort of used to it now, not a complaint anymore. I can live with it. It's pretty all right. So guys, let me know if there are any other questions. Happy to answer them. I love the ride, all in all. It's better than I had imagined, right? It's just fantastic. There's more miles coming on this one. Especially can't wait to get on the trails. So see you in the next one. Right, front sensors, right? So if you're used to driving with a car which has front sensors for parking, be mindful when you replace your front bumper with your steel bumpers, you don't get front sensors, you lose them, right? So it does get a bit of getting used to it as you drive through the car and put some miles on it. You certainly will get used to it, but be mindful, there are no front sensors. With the Trail Ready package though, you do get front cameras. They're pretty awesome. I do have a video that shows how that operates. Click on the link on top, you'll be able to see it, but there are no front sensors. Now what I'm trying to work through is to sort of get some aftermarket sensors to sort of go somewhere there, and maybe on the other side as well. So I do get some of the sensors, but I'm still doing my research. Hopefully I'll find a part that actually can go on it, and then I'll possibly do another video for you guys. All right, that's that. So the luxury package, right? Now this is the driver's side seat. As you can see, with the luxury package, you get the leather seats for the driver and the passenger, and for the driver you get seat adjustment stuff. Now with this, you sort of able to bring the backrest front and back. With this, you can change the seat height, and with this, you sort of get lumbar support and things like that. Plus, there's seat warmers and the steering wheel heater, which is great, right? Now let's go around and go to the passenger side. Ta-da! So as you can see, on the passenger side, there is nothing. So you just have this latch here, so you can bring the seat backrest front or back, and also you can take the whole seat front and back with the lever down there. But there is nothing to increase the seat height. There is no lumbar support. You do get seat warmers, but that's a catch. I didn't know that when I actually paid for the luxury package. I thought both the seats get all of that information, all of that sort of adjustment kit, but you don't. So there you go. The passenger side seat doesn't get everything the driver's side seat gets. All right, the next one is the Uconnect system and the electronics. I must tell you, they are quite glitchy, very glitchy. Now, a lot of this, it's just sort of getting used to it. So eventually, over a period of time, I think you'll sort of just forget it. You won't be bothered. But there are certain things that are quite annoying. The first thing, right? The Apple CarPlay, right? It is wired. It's not wireless. It's not a problem. Eventually, I think it will get to wireless. But the problem is, it gets disconnected, right? I've tried different USB ports across the board. I've tried, different cables, but I must tell you, it is very glitchy and keeps dropping out. Now you start playing songs, you start listening to music, and you're using your navigation, it drops out. So just be mindful. I'm trying to work through what the issue is, but when I do find it, I'll try and post it. And generally the Uconnect system itself, not very great, and it's nice, but the navigation is absolute rubbish. It's not very intuitive. You sort of have to do a lot of clicks to sort of do what you want to do, where you want to get to. So I'm pretty much using the CarPlay navigation to sort of get around. With the lighting, right? The lighting is not that great too, and I would have loved for them to have some sort of a lighting here. There is no lighting here, so it's just one sort of lighting in the whole car. It's just that one. That's pretty powerful, pretty good. It does have some pretty cool stuff. They're all push buttons, which is great. I didn't know that. I sort of learned it over a few days. They're all push buttons, which is fantastic. They're quite powerful too, so that does the job. But I would have loved for that to be, there should be some light here. I think I did say that in my initial video too. Now, apart from that, the front LCD panel is pretty awesome, right? They're pretty amazing. It's got a lot of options in there, but the sad part is I can't customize any of that. But it does have a lot of good information. Some are a bit confusing, but will do the job. Now look at this, right? I did call this out. I did go to the showroom to try and figure out what are these buttons. Obviously the left one is absolutely useless, right? Doesn't do anything. It's a dash light. It just doesn't do anything. The right one though is the cabin lighting. When I bring it all the way down, it sort of switches off everything. When I take it all the way back up, the light sort of becomes really stronger. So it does do something, but glitchy again. Now coming back to some of these buttons, I must say the buttons in the driving modes, they're not in sync. A lot of times I'm on the highway, suddenly the display just goes dark, right? It's not bright enough. Then I change the brightness from there. It just doesn't work, and then it comes back automatically after some time. Now certain times when I've actually switched on the seat heater and the steering wheel heater, I can actually feel hot air coming from there. Even though I've got the temperature or the AC switched off, I have hot air coming there. Sometimes it's really nice because I really want something warm to hold on. So it's kind of good, but shouldn't be that way, right? When I've actually switched off the AC, it should not send out hot air from here. Now a few other things, bits and bobs, in terms of phone, right? I go to let's say I've got CarPlay, that's fine. If I take off CarPlay, I've got phone, I want to play music, I hit on the phone, I can't sorry, it's possibly not paired now, but I can't go play music. For that I have to go into media and then select the source and then select Bluetooth and then say yeah, I've got to select the phone and sort of play it, which is quite annoying. It's not very intuitive, but all in all, I'm just sort of harping about tiny whiny things that are sort of a bit problematic, but otherwise the system is good. I'm really loving the feel and the feel of the drive and things like that. It's just fantastic. I think, like I said earlier, it's just a matter of getting used to it. The electronics are glitchy. All right, what do you reckon is missing? No door pockets. You get this vinyl sort of elastic sort of thing. I sort of feel after a while it sort of gets saggy, but I don't mind it. I did see it before I bought it. I didn't mind it, but what I've sort of realized is we are coffee drinkers, right? You've got 2 cup holders here, and you generally have water bottles there, but you go buy a coffee, you keep the coffee there, you don't have a place to put your water bottles. So that is a bummer. Generally I would have thought there's a water bottle here, a bottle holder, I could have used it, but obviously I will stick it in there and it falls off and stuff like that. But I'm planning to sort of hopefully get a bottle holder here, a custom piece, and then that problem is solved. But something to know, no bottle holders and door pockets. Ta-da! Guys, this is my number one pain point at the moment, both aesthetically as well as from functionality wise, and that is this shitty looking number plate the way it is mounted, because the tow bar has replaced its location. I'll tell you why. First of all, it looks very ugly. Obviously, I'm going to replace that. But apart from the aesthetics, I'll show you what it is causing me grief. All right, now let me show you what problem that is causing. There you go, the backup camera, and ta-da, what do you see? The number plate is covering almost 1/3 of my screen when I'm trying to reverse. I've got a beautiful 9-inch display, and 1/3 of that is covered by the number plate. So guys, when you are getting your car, just make sure you get that number plate above the camera or somewhere else. Now I know there are compliance issues around where you can put the number plate, but this is a bummer. So make sure when you get your car, you get the number plate above the backup camera, or get a new bumper and put it on the side. So here's an interesting one, guys. Fuel cap. Interesting one. Now the key is a keyless entry, so you can essentially get into the car without a key. You know what is frustrating? You leave the key in the car, go to a petrol bunk, and you want to fill fuel. You come here, you can't open the fuel cap. You have to carry the key. That's a bummer, isn't it? I end up going all the time inside and out every time I get to a bunk because I have to get the key. That's the first frustration. Second one here, it's a very messed up key joint. It's not even easy to open it. You know, essentially you put the key generally, naturally you just start to open, and you're gonna open, it just doesn't come. So essentially what you have to do is, it's a bit of a trick to it, and you have to get used to it. So what you do is, so the instructions are there, but it's not very clear. So what you essentially do is, you sort of put the key in there and turn it clockwise, quarter clockwise, and then rotate, hold the knob, and then rotate this a little bit tighter, and then it comes out. And then you do the same thing, you put it in there, and then anti-clockwise, and you locked it. Otherwise it's a very flimsy key. It just takes a bit of getting used to it, but otherwise it's a bit of a bummer. So this is something you got to know. You buy a Jeep, it's keyless, but you got to carry the key all the time in the bunk to open it. There you go. You might like it, you might not like it, but I would love Jeep just does a automated fuel cap, in the next version. See you there. Alright guys, one thing I wanted to also show you, the next thing was, look at this. I know a lot of people look at Jeep and go, oh, this is not a family vehicle. But I've got 2 boys. I've got a 5-year-old and a baby, just 3 months old. And I've got 2 car seats here with lots and lots of space. So I did, like I said earlier, I did do the Swan Hill trip, which is around 400 kilometers one way. And we loved the drive. It was very comfortable, a lot of space here, a lot of room for the family, and I love it. But remember, the ancap rating for Jeep is pretty shitty. It's about 3 for a Jeep Wrangler. So it is not safe, but it is definitely a lot comfortable for the family. So it is a family car. But yeah, be mindful of the ancap rating. Doors. 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 So doors. Interesting doors, isn't it? They just look beautiful. I love the fact with the doors, how the hinges are exposed. But the interesting part is, especially with my wife, you open the door, you close it, it doesn't close. You gotta really bang it. Only then it works. Don't look at it as a luxury car. That's an interesting fact. You really have to slam it in to get it locked. So just be mindful. It's not a luxury car. But I love the fact that I have to whack the door. I just love it. So guys, there you have 10 things that I've sort of noted along the way. Some of them are pros, some of them are cons, but end of the day, you have to work with it, right? I love the fact that you can sort of go and tinker it around and make it your own. So guys, tell me your experiences, some of the things that you are possibly seeing and thinking about mods and things like that. Leave comments. Would love to hear. I'm getting a lot of good feedback on all the videos, so keep them coming and do subscribe to my channel. There's a lot more videos coming along the way. So until the next video, you have a good one. Enjoy the sun. Winter's coming, so get cozy, go on your trails and enjoy the Jeep. See you.